Today on Bloodbath and Beyond, we review Behind the Mask, the Rise of Leslie Vernon. Is Leslie Vernon the heir to the slasher throne?
This movie's about a crew that has access to exclusive rights to documenting Leslie Vernon, the supposed serial killer of Glen Echo. The film takes place with the crew following Leslie as he plans to rain terror over this sleepy town.
We didn't know what to expect, as this was a request from my buddy Eric Harrison from Fucking Ingenious. Check out his YouTube, he does very similar content to us, and he challenged me to watch this movie. He said, hey, do a review of this movie. Here we are.
Yep. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. He has to review The Sacrament for us. I'll have his YouTube down in the comments below. He's also in our sidebar on our main channel. Really cool guy. Check him out. So what did we like about this movie?
I loved that this was a giant homage to serial killers. It's doing it in such an entertaining way that anyone who appreciates those movies can't help but laugh at what's going on and love every second of it.
I mean, you have Robert Englund, you have Zelda Rubinstein, and there's a cameo from Kane Hodder as just a guy on Elm Street, which they actually show Elm Street. They go to Haddonfield, Illinois, and they talk about Camp Crystal Lake. It's
hilarious.
It's good.
Robert Englund being in this movie is awesome. His character is Dr. Loomis. I loved all the little Easter eggs that were in this movie. There is a group of 3 girls playing jump rope in white dresses, which is a complete ripoff of Nightmare on Elm Street. When he was getting ready, it was a song from The Shining. Every little thing that happened in this movie that revolved around Leslie was a play from another serial killing slasher movie.
Most of the movie is a comedy. Like, the guy reminds me of Jim Carrey. Like, his facial expressions and just his mannerisms and just the way that he plays with, like, the other characters. He's just always joking around, and it's fucking awesome.
You ought to be able to run like a freaking gazelle without getting winded. Plus, there's that whole thing of making it look like you're walking, and everybody else is running their asses off.
I found Todd to be quite hilarious. His lines were cliched when they were walking up to the door in the house.
This is a bad idea. I don't like that I just said that given the circumstances.
Probably my favorite line in the movie by Todd is when they're filming Kelly in the library.
She's getting up.
So am I.
I really also liked Leslie Vernon's costume. He was really, really creepy. His mask looked so cool. It just gave it that creepy vibe.
So now we'll get into our favorite kills. Because there aren't a lot of on-screen deaths in this movie, we've actually agreed that our favorite kill was when Leslie Vernon used a hole digger to cut out a fellow's heart and drop it in his hand.
Yeah, it was like one of those as seen on TV, like you don't have to bend over to pull your weeds out, just push, pull in, and pull out. They did have some nice usage of the corpses. The hanging one was actually a really good death, too.
That was actually really impressive, yeah. And I didn't see any kind of harness, and it looked really authentic. Now let's get into our dislikes. Like, running up and down rows of books in a found footage film is gonna cause issues. So it was a little too shaky and a little out of control because there's so many vertical lines that are just like, eh. So I didn't really like that, but I mean, that's a small thing that's nitpicky.
The thing I didn't like was at the beginning of the movie, we see Kelly and the movie plays out as though it was a movie, not a found footage documentary. And then they go back to it later on and show that exact footage. And it just felt out of place for me.
I didn't like that we didn't get a lot of deaths on screen. Well, it's a great movie. It's not the slasher I thought it would be.
They're trying to make Leslie Vernon seem better than Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger. If we don't see him killing, we don't really get that feeling that he is going to be better than them.
Now we're going to get into our final thoughts and ratings.
Going into this movie expecting it to be a slasher movie, it took a lot away from me. But the fact that it was 100% cliched and an homage to all other slasher flicks, I found this movie very entertaining. I looked forward to seeing what direction it was going, and it even threw in a couple of plot twists, which were really nice. We had some cool cameos. So that being said, I'm going to give this movie 4 emotional breakdowns by a serial killer out of 5.
Like John, I thought this was going to be a slasher. It wasn't, but I wasn't disappointed. It was Really entertaining throughout the entire movie. I was cracking up, especially like the first 3/4 of the film. Leslie Vernon was just hilarious. All of the concepts that he brought up were just so funny. I could have done with some more on-screen deaths. I think they were playing both the found footage and the homage a little stronger than they were playing the slasher role, so I understand. I would love to see another Leslie Vernon movie if that happens. But overall, this was definitely a great movie, and I'm surprised that I actually put it off for such a long time. That being said, I'm going to give this 4 Paradise Lost books out of 5.
Paradise Lost? Found it.
Now that's what we thought about the movie. If you've seen this movie, and you should have, because it came out in 2006, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Is there something that we missed? Let us know, because I want to know if there's any homages that we missed. Tweet us at bloodbath_TV, and let us know if there's any movies that you want to see us review.